it reminds me, it brings me to something also when I think about the hip hop game, right? Longevity and reinventing yourself and being able to become what they call like elder statesman or a historian. In order to do that, you got to stay around. You got to stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is. We're talking about a man who went from being a tagger, okay? And was a popular tagger. He wasn't just like some low-key, nobody knew his artwork. You know what I'm saying? Like people knew about K-Slay, about Dez, his artwork. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this game now, a lot of people will look at like older heads in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, not to make it about me, but I'm here talking about this stuff, about the older statesmen in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll see a lot of times in the comments, yo, you're 50, bro. Shut up. Pack it up. Pack what up? Specifically. Right? Because I don't rap no more. So if it's about, okay, packing up the rapping, because, you know, you too old to be a rapper, you right about that. Especially a non-successful rapper. I mean, if I was on my like legacy run where I've already had an illustrious rap career back in the days, you know, I had hit songs on the radio and, you know, still getting like royalties, whether they're big or small from like my shit from back in the days, like I was a hip hop, like a rapping legend, then I'd probably still be rapping now. You know what I'm saying? Just doing legacy tours, just getting my bag, just for being a hip hop legend, for putting some pillars into the game as a rapper. But I didn't. So, what anybody should do is be willing to accept change, willing to try new things, willing to evolve. You know what I'm saying? So when I got into the podcasting game back in 2017, I wasn't looking at it like, oh, this is a young man's sport. I was looking at like the Joe Rogans in the game. I'm looking at like, you know, Howard Stern, even though he's not a podcaster, but like somebody who's been in the radio game for a long fucking time. I'm listening to podcasts like the Beige Phillips Show with Dante Nero, who's a comedian who's like probably in his 50s at the time when I was listening to it, or like in his late 40s. And this is like maybe about 10 years ago I was listening to this show, right? So when it comes to creating media or becoming an influencer in this media, especially as you start becoming somebody who's an elder statesman, it's actually in your benefit the older that you are. Because no offense to any of you young bucks out there, you know what I'm saying, who are doing their thing. The ones who ain't doing your thing, go fuck yourself. But the ones who are doing your thing, no offense to y'all. But when it comes to getting opinions on hip hop and different things like that, even though your opinions are probably definitely super valid, when you've lived hip hop for such a long time and you're still staying current on what's going on now, okay? Because don't get me wrong, I'm not going to abuse this microphone and be like, I don't listen to none of this shit that's going on now. It's all trash. No, that's bullshit. There's a lot of good stuff that comes out right now. Trippie Redd is on fire. Okay? However, when it comes to getting the opinions on hip hop and the culture and stuff like that, usually the people in their 30s and up, people getting into their 40s, are able to give you a more vast, in-depth opinion on what's going on when it comes to the culture, because you see what's going on now and you were there for what was going on before. You can see the things that were like, you know, if this was a sample that somebody is reusing, you're able to know that because you heard the original song. And I'm not talking about the song from the 60s or some dumbass old head jokes. I'm talking about songs from the 90s and shit like that. Like we all know, like a lot of rappers are remixing songs from the 90s. If you're in your 30s and 40s, you'll be able to identify that if you're making comments on the culture. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to understand why different things work in the industry and in the business. You know what I'm saying? Whether you've been successful or you've made mistakes, you can teach people from your own mistakes and your successes. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say you got to appreciate the elder statesmen that are in the game and stateswomen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but whatever. You got to appreciate your older heads in this game, especially the ones who are like still current, bringing something to the table. Who are still trying to connect with the youth. Fuck with them. Okay? I know I've said in the past, yo, you can't learn anything from the old heads. And yeah, I stand on that. If it's an old head who ain't doing shit with their life, then don't listen to that motherfucker. You don't want to go down into the same sewer of bullshit and fucking procrastination that old head is doing. But if you see an old head that's doing things that you want to be on, ask them how you get on that. I'm more than sure that person will be more than willing to give you some knowledge and be like, nah, son, I did it like this. That's how I got all this money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you see this yacht that I've got because, I started investing in this, and that. They'll probably put you onto a lot of game. That old motherfucker who's still driving around your hood or riding around on his bicycle and shit like that. You know what I mean? You could ignore him. But the OG who's doing big things and has got a lot of moves on the go talk to them. They'll probably give you some game. You know what I'm saying? But don't dismiss them.